some question the other fans, Italian fans of the community wanted to ask you, and if it's not a problem for you, we wanted to record it to let them listen.
Sure.
So she'll read you the questions and you can answer.
All right. Oh, those. I forgot.
Also,
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and first, what job would you have done if the music had not been enough to survive?
That's a good one. For me personally, I was actually going to college for accounting, which is extremely boring, and I would probably shoot myself in the face. Not very creative.
I don't know. I've been asked this question before, and I had such a singular focus since I was a kid. My father was into music, and it was all I was ever interested in. And I'm sure him too. You know, I've honestly thought about that so many times, and not come up with anything good. I like to cook, so maybe I would have become some sort of a chef or vegetarian chef or something like that.
You know, he's got really good hands for massage.
or that's a good idea. Or I would have been a masseuse. I would have massaged. I couldn't know.
I wish I was joking, but I'm not. Your shoulders are feeling it.
I could have done that.
Yeah,
you're right.
absolutely.
I could have done that.
Okay, and second question. Italy is a place full of art and culture, but there are also a lot of scandals and corruption. What do you think about the Italian situation?
Well, I mean, it seems like we're here at a very
Tumultuous time.
yeah, very tumultuous time, and I don't know too much about Monty. I know he's an economist, and he's going to try to fix the debt problem here. But I actually don't know a whole lot about what's going on in your situation. The only thing I do know is that it was obviously on the verge of collapse, and it seems like it's on the mend. And I actually. From what I was just reading, the United States, I mean, we're heading in that direction.
Yeah.
So we need to learn from you guys, perhaps.
I think it's a global crisis. It's not just Italy, and I think that's prevalent in the fact that there's the Occupy movement's going on in almost every country now, and I don't know how many 1,300 cities, 1,100 cities currently, and more cities every day. That so many people are upset with their local economic problems, and it's awful in America, it's awful in London, it's awful pretty much everywhere. It just seems like Italy unfortunately is bearing the brunt of a lot of bad decisions from its leaders previously, and it's just not caught up with it. But I think the only saving grace is like Italy's not alone in this. You know what I mean? It just seems to be having a rougher time than other countries. But other countries, like Joe said, are going the same way. It's a nationwide. I mean, it's a worldwide crisis. That we're all trying to because we're trying to deal with it at home as well.
Unfortunately, corporate greed is global.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a domino effect. Some guy makes a decision in America to do something, and it affects everything. Or in China or in Japan, and it affects everybody. So.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks to the criticism for your last album about the change of style, which is much softer, do you think to turn back to the whole sound for your next album, or should we expect something new?
It's never a conscious effort. It's whatever we're feeling at the time. So we never sit down and say this record's going to sound like this or a funk record or a rap.
But with funk, we probably will do.
We'll probably go funk rap. No, I'm kidding. It's just whatever comes out at the time. So we'll there's no telling on what the next record will sound like.
You got to think it's four individuals in a band that are getting influenced by. There's 2 to 3 years between records, and four musicians that actively listen to music every day of their lives and get influenced by new things and have children and do all these things in their lives and grow and it's that album is a snapshot of where that band is at that moment in their their career or in their lives or in their their hearts. And and I disagree. Like, I think Endgame is a heavier record than the band's made, in the last few records. So it's just to each their own. Everybody has different opinions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to say what our next record's gonna sound like, I mean, it'll sound like Rise Against,
Good answer.
Broken Mirrors is a very interesting song. What's this about? In general.
There's no way of knowing.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's Tim.
Yeah, that's definitely a Tim question. I think, luckily, I always prefer lyrics that are open to interpretation, and that's why I like Tim as a lyricist so much, even with his old band Baxter.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, what does it mean to you?
I don't know, I mean, it's another thing, like, when we get asked lyrical questions, because we don't write the lyrics, it's, because 9 times out of 10, we live with the guy, but then I'll go up to him, or Joe will go up to him after a while and go, that's really cool that song's about this, and he'll be like, no, that's not what I had in mind, but that's cool, that's what you say, that's what you
It's
think.
true.
So, that would be a better Tim question, to be quite honest with you.
If you talk about the relationship with the bands you could share the stage with or collaborate.
What bands would you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to?
Yeah, sorry.
I think,
Well, Tom Morello.
yeah, I mean, fortunately, we are very lucky in the fact that we've gotten to share the stage with a lot of our favorite bands, Bad Religion, Rancid. We just had Tom Morello with us in UK from Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine, we played a few times with now. But I mean, I think, in a perfect world, if it was any band, it'd be great to play shows with Black Flag or The Clash or...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, same. And, again, like most bands in our position don't have the luxury to have their influences open for them, and we've pretty much played with all of our influences that are currently still active,
Yes.
The Descendants.
Yeah, the Descendants was definitely the highlight. We did a show in LA with Descendants and Bad Religion opening for us. And those two bands are why I play bass and probably why Zach plays guitar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, very lucky.